Today we're talking about Ozzy Trapillo and how he's developing into a franchise cornerstone at left tackle. In the modern NFL, patience is a rare commodity. Fans don't have it, coaches barely have it, and front offices often pretend they do until the pressure mounts and someone's job is at stake. Every draft class is greeted with the same impossible paradox. Players are supposed to develop and have instant success in the NFL. Expectations meet head on with reality, and for the offensive linemen, especially those drafted outside the top 10, their challenge is even more severe. They're asked to immediately block the biggest, fastest, freakiest athletes on the football field, all while learning the new language of their offense, learning new protections, getting coached up on their footwork, and dealing with players that are simply bigger, stronger, and faster than anyone they dealt with at the collegiate level. Rookie linemen rarely get grace. Sometimes rookies require patience, and some organizations are able to commit to development rather than seeking that immediate gratification. And when that happens, the payoff is more than worth the wait. On Sunday, the Chicago Bears witnessed just how powerful that payoff can be. Because the moment that Ozzy Trapillo stepped onto the football field for his first career start, he didn't simply fill a vacancy, he announced himself. He played like he belonged. He played like he'd been ready all along. And he played like the Bears' investment in patience had finally matured. The phrase you can use to describe him is a dancing bear. He is an absolute monster on the football field, and this is a guy who wasn't ready to start week one. He wasn't polished enough in August. Fans had written him off. They said he can't play left tackle. He can only play right tackle. But 11 weeks later, he delivered one of the most impressive debuts the Bears have seen from a rookie offensive lineman in years. This is the story of Ozzy Trapillo, and it's a story about why patience and development matter in the NFL. Ozzy arrived as a second-round pick out of Boston College, a guy whose dad played with Ryan Pohl's dad in college. His scouting report was full of promise. A monster tackle prospect. He's athletic, smart, tough, and has awesome footwork. A smart, high character teammate, and he has a prototypical build to play tackle in the NFL. But he was drafted as a developmental pick, not a plug and play starter at left tackle, and not someone expected to dominate on day one. And that's the label that often creates misunderstanding. Being called a developmental tackle. It doesn't mean a guy lacks talent. It means the talent is there, but you have to fine tune the talent. Sometimes GMs plan for the future, not just the quick fixes, but it means projecting who a player can become, not what they are right now, but what they can be with proper development. And the coaching staff really matters when it comes to proper development. Now, early on, there were signs that Ozzy could play. He was getting starter reps at left tackle all the way back at OTAs. He was a guy who simply looked the part. But training camp was when his first struggles came. He did have some strong reps, but he got challenged, and the coaching staff said he might have hit a wall. That's a rookie wall that a lot of rookies hit. And in order to get him more comfortable, the coaches moved him from the left tackle competition back to right tackle. And this is when a lot of fans said, this is it. Ozzy's a bust. Ozzy can't play left tackle. Why did we draft a right tackle in the second round? I heard all of this and more, simply because he wasn't ready to start yet. The Bears knew it, Ozzy knew it, and the coaching staff had a plan to get him ready to go. And that created the foundation for growth, not panic, development. Instead of forcing him into action before he was ready to go, the Bears chose to practice patience. Real patience, not lip service, not superficial, he's coming along nicely. None of that fake talk when it came to Ozzy. Actual intentional development. The coaching staff didn't rush him along. They didn't panic when he wasn't overtaking Braxton Jones early in August. They didn't try to pigeonhole him into a role that he wasn't physically or mentally prepared for. They let him learn, they let him develop, they let him prepare, and by the time his number was called, you could tell he used every ounce of that development to his benefit. As injuries have piled up with the Bears, Starting the season, the left tackle was Braxton Jones. He was benched and is now on injured reserve. And then it was Theo Benedict who took over, the undrafted Canadian, but he was unable to play on Sunday. And it was Ozzy Trapillo's first chance to step into the starting left tackle job. It wasn't an ideal scenario here. Rookie tackles usually struggle, so we expected that heading into this game. Defensive coordinators, they love testing inexperienced tackles. Edge rushers love getting matched up against them, and fans love watching them get beat. For most rookies, their first NFL start is a trial by fire. But for Ozzy Trapillo, it was a statement game, and a big one at that. He didn't just hold his own in this game, a phrase often used to describe a rookie who wasn't disastrous, but wasn't very good either. No, what he did was far beyond basic competence. Ozzy excelled against one of the better defenses in the league. He exceeded expectations in every way. He performed like a seasoned veteran, a guy who looked like he belonged on the football field. The stat sheet only tells part of the story, but he didn't allow a single quarterback hit, and he didn't allow a single sack in his debut. That's not normal, and that's not typical rookie output. And that's something that can't be overlooked here. But beyond the numbers, he looked even better on film. His footwork looked awesome. He was fluid, he was patient, and he was so powerful. His grip strength was off the charts. He didn't get beat by the bull rush. His technique looked solid, and he looked like a guy who simply belonged in this league. Like I said, he operated like an offensive lineman who wasn't overwhelmed by the speed of the NFL. He wasn't lunging all over the place. He wasn't getting bull rushed into Caleb's lap. He wasn't guessing. He wasn't panicking. He was executing. These are the same traits that I saw when I watched his tape at Boston College. And he was doing it against the Pittsburgh Steelers in an NFL game. He looked like the player that I said, anyone who watched me all off season, I believed all along that Ozzy would become our left tackle, even when everyone was telling me I was crazy. Swift, Ozzy only plays right tackle. He's a right tackle only. I've always believed that he would be our starting left tackle. Underdog just dropped prediction markets, spreads, totals, and team outcomes. And the best part, you can combine them with player picks for bigger multipliers. Sign up today with code SWIFTSPORTS and make a $5 fantasy entry to get $100 in fantasy bonus entries. Prediction markets are live in 25 states, including Texas, California, and Florida, and Underdog is available in 40 states with player picks and draft games. Prediction markets, player picks, all on Underdog. Ozzy Trapillo's story is personal. This is a guy who was drafted in the second round, and when he wasn't ready to start in training camp, he didn't sulk. He didn't cry. He didn't pout. He didn't panic, and he sure as heck didn't give up. He didn't let all the chatter online get to him. He didn't let all the Twitter GMs and armchair GMs out there that said he couldn't play left tackle. He didn't embrace that. He embraced development. He learned behind the veterans here. He took what he could from guys like Braxton Jones, Joe Tooney, Darnell Wright, and even Theo Benedict. He built trust with the coaching staff, and he put in the kind of work that behind the scenes, it doesn't make the headlines. He's hours of studying film, hours in the weight room, hours of doing drills and getting better at your footwork and hand placement, days spent absorbing NFL schemes. His story is a real one about development, about growth, and about trusting the process. In many ways, his story mirrors a lot of things that's been happening within this Bears organization. A shift in this building towards sustained success and player development. And the message here is that patience pays off. There are few positions in football where patience matters more than the offensive line. Every successful franchise knows this, but some may still fall into that trap of forcing rookies into action before they're actually ready. The Bears took a different path with Ozzy Trapillo. They were criticized when they started Braxton Jones to start the year out, or when they put in Theo Benedict. They resisted the urge to throw Ozzy in before he was ready. They gave him a chance to development, and that's a luxury in today's NFL. And because the Bears were patient with him, when he actually stepped onto the football field, he was not a liability. The Bears didn't have to send chips over there at him all game long. In fact, one of the most important stats here, Darnell Wright had 13 times where he was left on an island one-on-one in that game. Ozzy Trapilo, the same amount. 13 times he was left on an island one-on-one. The Bears trust him, they believe in him, and sooner or later, this guy's going to be our starting left tackle long term. He's ready, and he proved that on Sunday. But that doesn't mean Theo Benedict won't get another chance. But long term, I think Ozzy will be the guy. His performance isn't just a testament to his talent. It's more of a testament to the Bears' commitment to player development. They have the patience to develop players, and this is how good teams get better in the NFL. You want good, better, best? You better be developing players. Next man up, there has to be guys behind them that are being developed. This is how great teams grow. This is how depth becomes strength. And this is how young players become long-term cornerstones in the NFL. To me, this was more than just a start. It was a milestone and a message that echoed throughout the locker room. The coaches, the fan base, and the league, the message is simple. This is what happens when you give young talent the time it needs to bloom. He didn't just fill a role. He didn't just meet expectations. He exceeded them. And his growth is a direct reflection of the Bears choosing development over urgency, substance over impatience, and long-term vision over short-term panic. Ozzy's journey is far from over. This was just his first game of his NFL career. But on Sunday, that moment became real. The moment potential became performance, the moment that patience turned into payoff. The Bears didn't just discover a rookie who can play. They discovered a left tackle that can be a foundational piece for this offensive line going forward and fill a weakness that has long plagued this franchise. And this was just his first NFL start. The future is bright for not only Ozzy Trapilo, but the Chicago Bears overall. If you're excited about the growth of Ozzy and the future of this team, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hype up this video. Stay tuned for more year-round Bears coverage. And until next time, bear down.